Hi children, good morning. How are you all? Today we are going to learn the lesson Who Did Patrick's Homework by Carol Moore. This is the first lesson of our Classics English NCERT book. Aren't you all excited? I know I am. And when we learn the story of Patrick, we are also going to learn 28 new words and how to use them in your daily conversation so we can impress our friends and family. I'll also teach you to read the story with proper stress and intonation and to answer comprehension questions. And in the description box below, I have left a link for a fun worksheet based on this lesson so you can try it out at the end of this lesson. So shall we start? Are you all ready with your book and pencil? Okay. Before we start, let's quickly learn some new words and their meanings. First one is ignorant. It means lacking in knowledge or information. It could also mean having no idea about something. Somebody who doesn't know much may be called an ignorant person, but it is very rude to call somebody ignorant. As I said, it also means having no idea about something. For example, I could say, I was totally ignorant of her plans, which means I had no idea about her plans. The word ignorant must not be confused with the word ignore here, because ignore means to take no notice of something. If you are angry with your friend and if your friend comes and talks to you, you would ignore her or you would ignore him. You will not take any notice of him. And again, ignoring is not a very admirable quality either. Our third word is grab. It means to take something away suddenly. When you are in a rush for school or when you are late for school, you would grab your bag and you would run out. Or if you find your brother or sister reading your personal diary, you would grab it away from their hands. And then there is yell, which means to shout loudly, and grant means to agree to give something. Notice the trousers the man in this picture is wearing. That is called breeches. Sometimes it ends slightly below the knee or sometimes it ends slightly above the ankle. This is a old-fashioned trouser, but in some European countries, in courts, officials still wear it as a uniform, but only on important days. So that is called breeches. Breeches is basically old-fashioned trousers. Wizard. A man who has magical powers is a wizard. And a woman who has magical powers is called a witch. So in Harry Potter is a wizard. And in this picture we see two wizards and a witch. Now we have come to the fun part, the story itself. As the title suggests, it is a story about a boy named Patrick and who did his homework for him. See, Patrick never did his homework because he found it too boring. Don't get me wrong, he is not lazy. He is active and smart. He just found his homework boring like you and me. So he preferred to spend all his time playing his favorite games like hockey and basketball and video games like Nintendo. So his teachers would always tell him, Patrick, how are you going to learn if you're not doing your homework? You see, and you will end up not learning anything. And sometimes Patrick felt that his teachers are right because he felt like an ignorant person. He felt like an ignoramus who doesn't know anything. Still, he never did his homework because homework was too boring. And one day he found his cat playing with a doll. So Patrick quickly went and grabbed that doll from the cat. You know the meaning for grab, right? It is to take something away suddenly. So Patrick grabbed the doll from his cat. And to his surprise, it wasn't a doll. It was a tiny little man. The man was so tiny that he fit into Patrick's hands. That little man was wearing a woolen shirt and he was wearing old fashioned breeches, that means old fashioned trousers, and he was wearing a tall pointy hat like a witch. And that little man was shouting at Patrick. He was yelling, little boy, please save me. Don't give me back to that cat. That cat is going to kill me. If you save me, little boy, I'm gonna grant you a wish. I'll give you anything that you want. I promise you that. Please save me. That little man yelled. Imagine how surprised Patrick must have felt. All of a sudden, there is a tiny man in his hands, and he is screaming to Patrick to save him, and he would give Patrick anything that he asks for. Okay, can you guess what Patrick is going to ask? You see, Patrick has a problem. He doesn't like doing homework. And here is a little man promising to do anything for him. So, what do you think Patrick would ask? Before we continue the story, I would like you to do something for me. I'm gonna read the story and I want you to repeat after me. Now you will ask me, Madam, what is the point of repeating after you? Why should I do it? You see, children, when you read aloud, it improves your memory, it builds your word and sound connection, it improves your pronunciation, it improves your intonation. So it is very good for you. If you don't understand any of what I just said, just trust me, it is good for you. It's just going to take less than a minute. So let's start, okay? And when you're reading, avoid the temptation of looking somewhere and just repeating after me. Just follow the words with your eyes so you will know how to pronounce which word. Let's start. I'm gonna read, you repeat after me, okay? Yeah. Patrick never did homework. Too boring, he said. He played hockey and basketball and Nintendo instead. His teachers told him, Patrick, do your homework or you won't learn a thing. And it's true. Sometimes he did feel like an ignoramus. But what could he do? He hated homework. Then one day, he found his cat playing with a little doll and he grabbed it away. To his surprise, it wasn't a doll at all, but a man of the tiniest size. He had a little wool shirt with old-fashioned breeches and a high tall hat, much like a witch's. He yelled, Save me! Don't give me back to that cat! I'll grant you a wish. I promise you that. So children, you see here these words, witches and breeches, breeches and witches are rhyming, and cat and that are also rhyming. In this prose, the author Carol Moore has used a lot of rhyming words, so it would make reading fun. So let's quickly learn the meanings of few more words. The first word is wrinkle. Another word for wrinkle is crease. It means having folds. When we get old, our face will have beautiful wrinkles on them, like Mother Teresa. And then it could also mean the folds we have on our dress before we iron them. You can use this in your sentence like, I cannot wear this creased shirt to school, I have to iron them properly. And then look at this basket here. This is called a hamper. Sorry, I scribbled on it. Yeah. So that's called a hamper. It is a large basket, or it is any basket which you use to put your dirty clothes in, okay? Which you are going to send for washing. And then dishcloth. A dishcloth is a cloth which you use to dry your dishes after you wash them. And when your dishcloth gets dirty, where do you throw them? Yeah, you throw them in that hamper for washing. And then the picture you see here, this is called a double fist. A double fist is what you make with your fingers by folding them when you're very angry and ready to throw a punch. Again, punching something is not very good either. So look at these two pictures. In the first picture, you see a boy scowling. Scowling means to look at somebody angrily. You put all that anger into your eyes and you look at someone angrily, that is called scowling. In the second picture, the man is grimacing. Grimacing is the facial expression you do when you are in pain or when you are disgusted by something. And then there is this word cursed, which means wishing something awful or wishing something bad for somebody. You know that Sleeping Beauty story? In that story, a witch cursed a princess. Who is a witch? Yeah, a witch is a woman with magical powers. And a man with magical powers is called? Yes, you're right. It's a wizard. So in that story of Sleeping Beauty, a witch cursed a princess. That means a witch with her magical powers wished something awful or wished something bad for the princess to happen. So that is called cursing. And sometimes you use this word when you are annoyed or when you are irritated. Say, suppose I am irritated, I would say, oh, I am cursed. I'm just expressing that I am irritated. Do you remember the little man promised to give Patrick whatever he wanted? That little man is a magical creature called elf. E-L-F, elf. Elves are magical creatures which are in the appearance of human beings, but they are very tiny and they have long pointy ears. These elves are capricious in nature. Capricious. That's a fancy word. Capricious means not having a steady mind, having mood swings often. They cannot be entirely trusted. That's what capricious means. And elf or elves is the plural for elf. Elves are usually capricious. What is that? You want to know whether elves are real? I don't know. Or fairies real? Or goblins real? Or ghosts real? We'll never know until we see one. So Patrick couldn't believe how lucky he was. So he immediately grabbed the chance and he asked the little elf, okay, little elf, I'm gonna save you, but you have to do all my homework till the end of the semester. And for this semester to end, there are 35 more days. And Patrick felt so happy and so lucky. He thought if the little man or if the elf did his homework properly, then he will even get good grades. But how did the little man feel? The little man's face wrinkled. There were so many wrinkles on his face that the author Carol Moore compares it to a dishcloth. His face wrinkled like a dishcloth which is about to be thrown in a hamper. The little man was so angry, he doubled his fists and kicked his legs in anger. He grimaced as if he was in pain. He scowled because he was so angry, and he pursed and he shut his lips very tightly. And he said to himself, oh, I am cursed, but I will do it. Because this little boy has saved my life, I have to do it. See, that is one admirable quality in the self. Even though he didn't want to do Patrick's homework, even though he didn't want to stay with Patrick for the next 35 days to help him, even though that made him very upset and angry, he still decided to do it because he made a promise. That is one admirable quality that we have to learn from the little elf. So shall we quickly read these two paragraphs? Okay. Read aloud now, don't be shy. Patrick couldn't believe how lucky he was. Here was the answer to all of his problems. So he said, only if you do all my homework till the end of the semester. That's 35 days. If you do a good enough job, let's repeat that one more time. If you do a good enough job, I could even get A's. The little man's face wrinkled like a dishcloth thrown in the hamper. He kicked his legs and doubled his fists, and he grimaced and scowled and pursed his lips. Oh, am I cursed? But I'll do it. Look at this little picture here. What is this? It looks like a human being. It has long pointy ears. What could it be? Yeah, that is an elf. That is the little elf who promised to help our Patrick to do all his homeworks. Okay. Mystery. Mystery is something that is impossible to understand or explain. For example, you could say, the thieves left the building without leaving any trace behind. How they did it is a mystery. That means nobody could understand or nobody could explain how they came and robbed the building and left the building without leaving any trace behind. And then squeak and squeak. Both are high pitched sounds. Okay, but a squeak is a short, high pitched sound. Birds squeak sometimes. Doors, if you don't oil the hinges properly, doors squeak sometimes. And some babies wear squeaky shoes. Squeak, squeak, that is a squeaky sound. And then shriek is a high pitched sound, but it is an expression of pain or terror. When you are frightened by somebody, you shriek loudly. "Ah!" That is a shriek. And glitch is a small problem. A small temporary fault is called a glitch. Well, you could say, I can help you with this software, but there is one small hitch. You don't have a good broadband connection. That means there is a small problem. And true to his word, as he promised, the elf started helping Patrick. But there was a small problem. There was a temporary glitch. There was one slight glitch. You see, the elf had never gone to school before. It's not a human, it's a magical creature. It doesn't have to go to school. It hasn't done homework before. So the elf didn't know a lot of things. And the elf would ask Patrick for help. And Patrick would help the little elf. Whenever he didn't know a word, the little elf would ask Patrick, Patrick, please bring a dictionary. Look up this word. I don't know the meaning for this word. Please read it aloud to me. And when it came to mathematics and when it came to doing max homework, Patrick had no luck because the little elf didn't know anything. He didn't know addition or subtraction or division or fraction. The elf would ask Patrick, Patrick, what is times tables? We elves never needed that, so I don't know what times tables are. So the elf came with a brilliant solution. The elf would say, okay, Patrick, I'm going to do your max homework, but you please sit beside me and guide me. You just help me and I will do your homework. And Patrick had no other option, so Patrick would sit with the elf and he would help the elf to do his homework. And when it came to human history, it was a complete mystery to the elf. The elf didn't know anything about human history. I mean, why would an elf know about human history? It's not even a human being. So the elf would get frustrated. Did I tell you that elves are capricious in nature? They quickly change their moods. They would have mood swings. They will have an unsteady mind. So this elf, it is very difficult to be around elves actually. They would shout all the time, they would squeak all the time. So this elf would command Patrick, I don't know this human history thing. So you go to the library, you bring me some books, bring me lots of books, and you come sit near me and you read them aloud to me so I can learn human history. And Patrick had no other option, so he would go to the library, he would bring a lot of books, and he would sit near this little elf and he would read all these books aloud. And Patrick did everything that he could to help this little elf do his homework. Shall we read these passages aloud? Okay, let's start. And true to his word, that little elf began to do Patrick's homework. Except there was one glitch. The elf didn't always know what to do and he needed help. Help me, he would say. And Patrick would have to help in whatever way. I don't know this word, the elf squeaked while reading Patrick's homework. Get me a dictionary. No, what's even better? Look up the word and sound it out by each letter. When it came to maths, Patrick was out of luck. What are times tables? The elf shrieked. We elves never need that. And addition and subtraction? And division and fractions? Here, sit down beside me. You simply must guide me. Elves know nothing of human history. To them, it's a mystery. So the little elf, already a shouter, just got louder. Go to the library. I need books. More and more books. And you can help me read them too. So as I told you already, children, these words history and mystery are rhyming words, and then shouter and louder are also rhyming words. So we have completed half of the lesson. Are you tired already? Drink some water, get up, stretch yourself, hang in there. It's a very interesting story. And another word for tired is weary. Okay? And nag. Nag means to ask someone constantly to do something. In supermarkets or in fairs or exhibitions, you would have observed some children nagging their parents all the time to buy them toys. Do you think it's a good quality? No. Nobody likes a nagging kid. So nag means to ask someone constantly to do something. And nag, if you nag somebody, they would be irritated. Then puffed. Puffed means swollen. To become any part of your body, if it becomes bigger, then it means it is swollen. If you hit your hand somewhere and if a part of it becomes bigger, then your hand is swollen. And if you don't get enough sleep, your eyes would puff up. Or if you cry too much, also your eye would puff up. Then this word drag. Drag has two meanings. One is when something is too heavy, you would drag it, you would pull it. That is dragging. And then the other word for dragging is boring. So at the end of this video, you could say, oh, that video was a drag, which means that video was boring and it was tiresome. But I know you're so sweet, you wouldn't say that, would you? Okay. And then there is this word bleary. Bleary means looking or feeling dull or unfocused. See, suppose you if you didn't get enough sleep at night, in the class you would look bleary. That means you would look dull, you will not be able to focus. Unfortunately for Patrick, helping the little elf was hard. There was so much to do. He had to help him in mathematics. He had to get him books from the library. He had to sit beside him and he had to read it aloud for him. Patrick was actually working harder than ever. He was getting he was not getting enough sleep at night. He felt so tired, he felt so weary all the time, and he was bleary in his classes. He was not able to focus in his classes. His eyes were all puffed up because he was not getting enough sleep. But that little elf didn't stop nagging him. That elf was always asking Patrick for favors, and Patrick had no other way except to help him. And finally, the last day of school arrived. There was no more homework to do, and our little elf was so happy because it was free to go. So quietly and slyly, cunningly, without telling Patrick, he quietly slipped out of the back door. So shall we read this passage quickly? As a matter of fact, every day, in every way, that little elf was a nag. Patrick was working harder than ever. And was it a drag? He was staying up nights, had never felt so weary, was going to school with his eyes puffed and bleary. Finally, the last day of school arrived, and the elf was free to go. As for homework, there was no more. So he quietly and slyly slipped out the back door. I'm sorry the last line is cut out from here, but yeah. So here these words weary and bleary are rhyming words, and nag and drag are rhyming words. And even though you cannot see it, more and the word door in your book are also rhyming words. So let's quickly go through some new words here. Amazed. Amazed means greatly surprised. And another word for amazed is astonished. Chores are routine household tasks like doing laundry or cleaning up or cooking. These things have to be done every day, day after day. So it has to be done like a routine. So that's called chores. And cheerful. Cheerful means happy. I hope you're all cheerful now. And then rude. Rude means impolite or bad mannered. And attitude. That is one word that needs explanation. So here we go. Attitude means how we feel or think about something. One situation, the situation could be same, but different people would feel differently about the same situation. So that is called attitude, and having a good attitude is very important for our own personal growth. So I'll give you an example. So let's say I was dreaming in the class when my teacher was teaching and she found out. So she asks me to stand up and she scolds me in front of the entire class. All my friends are looking at me and my teacher is scolding me. Okay? Now that is the situation. So I could feel about that situation in different ways. I could feel either A, I could feel insulted, sad, angry at my teacher for insulting me in front of everybody. I could keep that anger in my mind. I could hate the teacher. I could end up hating the subject. I could be so angry. Or B, I could feel about the same thing in another way. I could feel about it like, wow, there are 40 children in my class and how did she find out that I am dreaming? Maybe I'm special to her. Hey, I'm so lucky my teacher is keeping an eye on me. She is caring about me and she wants me to do well. Mm, but She needn't have scolded me in front of everybody. Well, she knows better and she has done it for my good. So I'm going to be more focused in class from today onwards. I am going to impress that teacher and I am going to get a good name from her. You see how the situation was same, but you could feel about that situation in two different ways. That is attitude, and we all have to develop a positive attitude. And after the elf left Patrick's grades came in, and his teachers and his classmates and his parents were astonished. They were amazed. They were greatly surprised because Patrick had gotten A grade. They wondered what happened to Patrick. How did he get A grade? Now he has become the model kid. The teachers were telling all the other children, look at Patrick, be like Patrick. Patrick is awesome. Patrick is great. Patrick, you're very good. So Patrick was now the model kid. So he wanted to keep up the good name. He didn't want to disappoint anybody. So he cleaned his room, he did his chores properly. He was always cheerful, he was always happy. Why was he always happy? Because previously his teachers always scolded him, but now everybody is praising him. He was the model kid. So everybody loved him, so he was always cheerful, he was never in a bad mood, and he was never rude. He had developed a whole new attitude. He had developed a positive attitude. And that was the end of the story. So this story is narrated by our author Carol Moore. Okay, so the narrator of this story is Carol Moore, and in the end, in the last paragraph of the story, the author is telling us a little secret between you and her. What is the meaning of between you and me? If I say something between you and me, then that is supposed to be a secret. For example, between you and me, this is my first video on YouTube. So that is a secret and you are supposed to keep it that way, okay? So in the last paragraph, the author is telling us or sharing a secret. She says, you say, little kid, between you and me, Patrick still thought that the elf had done all his homework. But it wasn't the elf, it was Patrick. Patrick had done all his homework himself. What does she mean? I think you got it, but I'm going to explain it anyway. You see, the elf didn't know anything, and the Patrick had to, and Patrick ended up helping the elf in doing everything. So Patrick ended up doing his homework himself. Do you like the story? Did you like the way I taught it to you? Okay, let's quickly read these last two paragraphs. Patrick got his A's. His classmates were amazed. His teachers smiled and were full of praise. And his parents? They wondered what had happened to Patrick. He was now the model kid. Cleaned his room, did his chores, was cheerful, never rude. I'm sorry I went a little fast there. Okay. Like he had developed a whole new attitude. You see, in the end, Patrick still thought he'd made that tiny man do all his homework. But I'll share a secret. Just between you and me. It wasn't the elf. Patrick had done it himself. Time to go through the book back questions. Look at the first one. What did Patrick think his cat was playing with? What was it really? This is super easy. Because Patrick thought his cat was playing with a doll and it was really an elf. It's a very direct question. And the second one is also a direct question. Why did the little man grant Patrick a wish? The little man granted Patrick a wish because he saved him from a cat. Or you can also write the little man granted Patrick a wish because Patrick saved his life. And the third one is also a pretty direct question. What was Patrick's wish? Patrick's wish was that the little man should do all his homework for the next 35 days. And the next one is also really easy. In what subjects did the little man need help to do his homework? The little man needed help in English, history, and mathematics. And how did Patrick help him? So, before you attempt this question, you have to think a little bit. How did he help him to do English? He looked up words in a dictionary for him, and for history, he bought books from the library and read it aloud for him. And for mathematics, he simply sat beside him and guided him. So you have to write all that. So you can write like Patrick helped the little elf by looking up words in the dictionary, by bringing books from the library and reading it aloud for him, and also by sitting beside him and guiding him. And the final question, who do you think did Patrick's homework, the little man or Patrick, and why do you think that? So, who do you think did Patrick's homework, the little man or Patrick? Yeah, you're right, Patrick. So you can write, I think Patrick did his homework himself. And then you can give reasons for your answer from the last two paragraphs. You can say, in the name of helping the little elf, Patrick ended up doing all the hard work by himself, and so he got good grades and he had developed a whole new attitude. I'm also going to leave a link of the solutions in the description box below, so that will help you to revise later on. We have come to the end of the class. That's all. You are free to go, and please leave your doubts or suggestions for improvement in the comment section below. Love you all. Bye bye.